Hi everyone, I'm Sunny, and today's pick a card is going to be a pick a card in regards to what's the biggest red flag you need to consider for your next love connection. So I have 4 piles you can choose from left to right. I have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pause the video if you need more time, and I'll see you at your pile of choice. So pile number 1, you guys have the 8 of Wands upright. So the biggest red flag you need to watch out for is moving in too fast with this person. Like, you don't need to literally move in together, but like rushing into like not connection, but like rushing into like being official, right? Let me just scoot these up. Okay, so ignore my dry hands. Just saw them. They're so bad. So yeah, I do think this person, or maybe you both, might rush into things very fast without considering, like, is this really what you want? Not that they have to be the perfect person for you to like have a connection with, like get together and be boyfriend and girlfriend, but for the most part, most people, when they get into relationships, because they're sure, like, okay, this person is someone that I see the potential in growing and maturing together, right? You don't have to be long term. It's just, can you see this person being serious about you and taking responsibility for a relationship, and so on and so on. And I just think you guys are like moving in too fast because you're thinking about, like, oh, this person's great. We have great chemistry. I wasn't trying to say G-A-Y. I don't know why it sounded like that. But yeah, I don't even know if it's one of those trigger words, but I just kind of said it. Oh well, algorithm. So I just think for you guys, chemistry is great physically, and it's necessary, don't get me wrong. I just think that you should slow down when it comes to this person. Maybe they are like, for example, also you should consider if they could love bomb you, sorry, and you're just like in fantasy world, you're like, oh, this sounds great, like, thank you, yeah, but then like it withers and you're just like, oh, where did this go, where did the spark go? So that could be it too. It's like maybe something that there's a saying, something like, something that burns hot fast cools down just as fast, or like it withers. There's a phrase like that, but basically like that. It's like maybe the chemistry goes away when like you decide to wait. Like over time you realize it wasn't really that deep of a connection, or like it felt very intense, and suddenly it's like, nope, nothing's there. So just keep in mind, like, slow it down for the next person you're considering. Like, oh, this one's a good choice. Just consider, like, are you moving in too fast? Slow it down, and it'll help you weed out the person, whether this person's the right person to, invest in. Pile number 2, you guys have the 5. I was gonna say the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Cups. There. It's not as blurry. The 5 of Cups upright. The biggest red flag you should consider for this person is that, are they really ready to move on from the person that they were once connected with? Whether you think it's an emotional connection, that they were like attached to somebody in the previous past, or someone that they wanted to get with and they just never had the opportunity, they lost the opportunity, or they were rejected, or they could have broken up with this person if they were committed to this person, right? So choose your situation, but are they really the person who's ready to move on with you? Like, are they still having hang-ups about the previous person? What if they compare you to that person and you're just like, oh, this person, like, it might, I don't know if you're the kind of person that you're like, oh, it's okay, I'll not cure them, like, you'll nurse them back to health, or like you'll help them overcome this issue, right? Because you're so noble and stuff. Your intentions might be good, but you might be overlooking that tiny bit of thing that, like, maybe just this person's not emotionally ready to move on. So I just think that you should consider that. Like a very big red flag. Like, are they comparing you to the past, to the person that they used to date, or maybe the person they used to be? It doesn't always have to be a person, but like they're stuck on this like era of you. You're like, okay, that's not me. That was me when I was younger, but not me now. So they're just like moping about it. So maybe they're being a little emo, but I just think this person is just having hang-ups about their previous lovers, people that they were emotionally involved with or connected with, or the person who you were in the past and they were invested in that person, not so much the person you are now. So just keep that in mind. Or they could compare you. I also think that constantly compare you, and that might just be upsetting for you in the long run. So just keep that in mind. A red flag for you, pile number 2. Pile number 3, you guys have sorry, you guys have the 7 of Wands reversed. So pile number 3, the biggest red flag you should consider for this next love connection would have to do whether they are they worth fighting for. I keep thinking of Mulan. Or are they even fighting for you? Like, do they show that effort and interest? Like, are you pulling all the weight? Are they considering, like, consider the fact that maybe they just don't stand up for you? Like, imagine like their mom constantly criticizes you, or like maybe not directly, but like passive aggressively, like those comments are snarky, and maybe they don't think too much of it, but it bothers you because you're like, okay, that was thrown at me, that was directed at me, like you picked it up. So consider whether this person is really someone who's gonna, not that they have to put their mom in their place, but like be like, hey, this is someone I'm interested in, can you not do that? Like, please respect, or something. Like that's not cool. Like, don't do that, right? And they don't. I don't think they have the fight in them. I think they're just kind of meek, or just, I'm not saying that they're weak like that, but I guess they just don't have any strength in them to put their foot down. That's the kind of vibe I feel. Like, they don't, I just don't think they put their foot down with people. And that's why it's like they're trespassing your boundaries, maybe, of things like, okay, that's kind of rude. So I think of that way, like people might, you might get hurt in that way. I knew I could hear myself. Sorry, pile 3. Yeah, I could hear my voice going out. So I do think that might strike a chord of like, you guys could argue with each other and not with, for the relationship and with others. Like, it could be misguided aggression, or just I just don't think you guys would see eye to eye in that sense. Like, this person is just not the person worth fighting for, and they wouldn't fight for you either, just saying. So that's a red flag you should consider. Last but not least, pile number 4, you guys have the 2 of Swords upright. So a big red flag you should consider is that there's someone that needs to take, well, I think they'll take action, and they'll cut down choices that they need to do, but are they really the choices that needed to be done? Like, for example, they weigh out their options with you, and it doesn't always have to be another person, but it could be just things like you weigh out your options and somehow they never consider your needs, or they're not very tactful, I feel. They're not very considerate, or like they just might not be they use their own rationale than, considering your rationale too, like, I just think they're a bit more towards, like, not selfish, it's just more so, I don't think it's necessarily super malicious. I just think they don't naturally consider emotions, or how that may come across to the other party when they do actions and talk. Could be their communication with having a partner could be a little ruthless, could be a little hurtful, so consider that. Very direct, like, being direct isn't bad, I just think they're direct in the wrong moments, the wrong time, or there could be misunderstandings. Or you could also consider, if you feel like that's the case, they might pitch you against another possible person of interest, and they kind of weigh out like, okay, who's more towards like my interests? Like, is this person A or person B gonna be more accommodating to me? So they weigh out their options, and somehow you ended up being the option they picked, right? Is that really why you why you want to be with this person? Like, just consider that as some options when it comes to your next love connection that you might show interest in. Like, is this person seeing things clearly? Are you seeing things clearly? Like the problems, like this person's blindfolded and they have sometimes good like the card is blindfolded, I can't say that blindfolded, but are they using their intuition or their rationale? Are they just are they sharp in the right senses? So yeah, just consider that some of these things might not be easy. They might think, you might also see them as someone who's very decisive, so like changing the tune, they're like the tune that they have, it's kind of difficult. Or like once they made up their mind, they've made up their mind, and you're just like, but you don't leave any leeway, so that might also be an issue for you. It's like they're so black and white. I keep thinking of that, like this person's very black and white. There's no gray area. It's like no such thing for this person, or there's not much not leeway. I mean, I did say leeway, but like there's not much like freedom to be more, not expansive, I can't think of the word, but less restrictive, more dynamic. But yeah, I think this person might be kind of like that. A little dry, I feel. But if that's what makes you tick, go for it. But yeah, they might, I don't think they see things clearly, or you might see them clearly. It might kind of bore you out of your mind after a while. But again, choose whatever resonates. I just gave you some possible outcomes for this person and how you should consider like a red flag with them. So thank you so much if you stayed to the very end. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It helps me grow my channel, and I'll see you in a different video. So bye everybody.